Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to day 18 of We Rise, Embracing Prosperity. We'll move into the practice in a moment. I was just telling Steph that I've got a little snippet of a lecture for us to listen to at the tail end of the practice today. In essence, Panditji shares with us the key to fortifying our practice of Vishoka meditation, which is to really emphasize not only the development of our technique of meditation, so the abhyasa driven element of our spiritual path, but also to really focus on and perhaps even prioritize the development of our humanity, becoming increasingly better human beings that have the capacity for wisdom, compassion, kindness, generosity of spirit, and that the muscles that we can flex to help us in that regard are the muscles of giving, of loving, and of serving. And that those three things are really at the root of what we understand as Kriya Yoga, specifically the tapas element of Kriya Yoga. So much of the time we think of tapas as engaging in challenging techniques that help us to burn through our resistance to our practice. But what he's suggesting is that it's really about engaging in life in such a way that we burn our resistance to being good humans. And by good, qualities such as kindness, patience, clear seeing, things of that nature. So while we continue to focus on abhyasa, the technique driven portion of practice, I want to just remind us of the tremendous value in the part of this gathering that happens once we open our eyes, engage in personal reflection, conversation, and this community building that we've become so invested in, where we have the opportunity to flex those muscles around being better humans for one another within this tight knit community. And we can then develop the strength to be able to take those qualities out into the rest of the world as well. So this is our gym, if you will, to strengthen these muscles of kindness and patience and clear seeing and acceptance and love. And then we challenge ourselves to move beyond this circle and extend those qualities of humanity to as many other people in the world as we can. So this is how we fortify our practice of Vishoka meditation. With that being said, let's go into the technique. So feel free to light your candle and we will gaze, develop our ability to streamline our awareness toward a single point of focus. Initially, something outside of ourselves. As you're gazing, give yourself the opportunity for an experience of recognition. Sensing that an aspect of the self is reflected back to you in the form of this flame. And then, if possible, become more keenly attuned to the source rather than the reflection. So that radiance, that warmth that emanates from within. Continuing to nurture that radiance and warmth, feel free to close the eyes, or in whatever way you wish, prepare for our Sankalpa and prayers. I resolve to meditate. May this meditation practice infuse my mind with clarity and stability, and my heart with purity, love, and compassion. May the forces of creation, the sages of the tradition, and the enlightened masters who always seek out those stranded on the path witness my resolution and shower their blessings for a successful meditation. Gururu Brahma, Gururu Vishnu, Gururu Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Asato Ma Satargamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritangamaya, Om Sahanawatu Sahanau Punaktu Sahaviryam Karavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishahai. Om Shanti Shanti
Shanti. Shila Shaktya Yuktu Yadi Bhavati Shaktaha Prabhavitum Nachete Vam Devo Nakalu Kushala Spanditumapi Athastvamaratyam Harihara Virincha Devirapi Pranantum Stotum Va Kartamakreta Punyaha Prabhavati Avidyanam Mantha Stimira Mihira Dvipanagari Jatanam Chaitanya Stabakamakaranda Sruti Sriti Daritranam Chinta Manigunanika Janma Jalata Nimagnanam Damstra Murari Puvarahasya Bhavati Sutta Sindormadye Suravita Pivati Parivrite Mani Dvipe Nipo Pavanavati Chinta Mani Grihe Shivakare Manche Paramashiva Paryanka Nilayam Bhajanti Twam Danya Katichana Chitananda Lahari Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yona Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yona Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yona Prachodayat Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandanam Mrityur Mukshiyamamritat Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandanam Mrityur Mukshiyamamritat Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandanam Mrityur Mukshiyamamritat Om Anupatraha Kritavayantu Vishvato Taptaso Aparitasa Utpitaha Devano Yatha Saramit Vrite Asanna Prayavo Rakshitaro Dive Dive Om Anupatraha Kritavayantu Vishvato Taptaso Aparitasa Utpitaha Devano Yatha Saramit Vrite Asanna Prayavo Rakshitaro Dive Dive Om anupitraha kritavayantu vishvato taptaso aparitasa utpitaha devano yatha saramid prete asanna prayavo rakshitaro dive dive. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Soften a bit more into your experience of sitting, breathing. Invite steadiness and ease into your humanity. And invest your humanity into your practice. One easy and enjoyable breath in the belly. In the nostrils. And at Agya Chakra. Prepare Vishnu Mudra and inhale through both nostrils. Exhale right. In left. Out right. In left. Out right. In left. Out both nostrils. Release the hand. Effortless breath through both nostrils evenly. Vishnu Mudra, inhale both nostrils. Exhale left. In right. Out left. In right. Out left. In right. Exhale both nostrils. Release the hand. Effortless breath through both nostrils evenly. Draw awareness to Agya Chakra, preparing for Aharana, facilitating the union of pure awareness, prana shakti, and a definitive sense of self present. Experience this unified force at the forehead center for one breath. One breath at the eyebrow center. In the eyes. Nostrils. Throat center. Shoulders. Upper arms. Elbows. Wrists. Palms. Fingertips to breath. Palms. Wrists. Elbows. Upper arms. Shoulders. Throat center. Heart center. Sternum. Navel. pelvic center, perineum, 2 breaths. Pelvic center, navel, sternum, heart center, throat center, nostrils, eyes, eyebrow center, forehead center, Agya chakra, crown center, 3 breaths. Preparing to transition into Samikarana. The next inhale ascends beyond the crown. Exhale descends directly through the midline of the space of the body. Reaching perineum. Without pause, inhale ascends. Continue with Samikarana, inviting the experience to be guided more and more by prana and an intuitive wisdom. The next inhale once again ascends beyond the crown, preparing for the main body of Vishoka meditation, stage 1. Exhale descends through the crown, Agya Chakra, eyebrow center, inner corners of eyes and nostrils to 0 point. Without pause, inhale ascends from 0 point. Through the nostrils, inner corners of the eyes, and eyebrow center to Agya Chakra. Continue further establishing this pranic pathway, the points at either end and between. With a heightened sensitivity in the nostrils, inner corners of the eyes, eyebrow center, Agya Chakra. Maintain awareness at Agya Chakra. Either continue to maintain awareness at Agya Chakra or shift awareness a little more deeply within the skull. Option to engage Ujjayi or Talu Chakra activation, inviting innate luminosity to blossom further. Engage Divyakarma Mudra, tip of the tongue delicately positioned behind the upper teeth. With an effortless effort, on inhale, awareness, pranashakti, self, inner luminosity, ascend. And with exhale, descend, oscillating between the center point of Agya Chakra and what feels like the upper ridge. A few more easy oscillations, lifting light and allowing it to lower. Lifting a bit higher now toward the lower ridge of Sahasrara Chakra. And as the light lowers, it lowers back to that upper ridge of Agya. Two positions known as the doorway to the moon, upper portion, and the doorway to the sun, a bit lower. Effortless oscillation. Lift once again to the lower ridge of Sahasrara Chakra, the doorway to the moon, and then remain. Release any inclination to overthink or overcomplicate. And instead, simply open the inner ear to listen for a sound that has emanated since before there was time. Drawing this pranava om sound back down to Agya Chakra. With inhale, ascend just a bit higher. And with exhale, draw the experience of Om, however it presents itself, to the center of Agya Chakra. 2 or 3 more oscillations in that way. Become reestablished at Agya Chakra. Truly release all lingering vestiges of effort. Choose to stay open, curious, and either remain with Jyotishmati light, remain with Pranava Om, and or invite your personal mantra into this enlivened experience. present to whatever is, concentrated there at Agya Chakra. Perhaps remind awareness of the ever-present light of Jyotishmati and hum of Pranava, Om. And prepare to welcome additionally the Shakti of Sri Sukta. Dakshinamurtaye tubhyam Vatabriksha nivasine Dhyanayika niratangaya Namo Rudraya Shambhave Om Hiranyavarnam Haranim Suvarna Rajatasrajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavido Ma'avaha Ma'avaha Jatavido Lakshmim Anapagamanim Yasyam Hiranyam Vindeyam Gamashwan Purushan Aham Ashvapurvam Rattamatyam Hastinata Prabodhinim Shriyam Devi Mupahwaye Shrirma Devi Jushatam Kamsosmitam Hiranya Prakaram Ardram Jvalantim Triptam Tarpayantim Padme Shtitam Padmavarnam Tamio Pavaye Shriyam Chandram Prabhasam Yashasadavantim Shriyam Loke Deva Jushtam Udaram Tam Padmanim Im Sharanam Prapadye Alakshmir Me Nashitam Tuam Vrinomi Adityavarne Tapasodi Dato Vanaspatistava Vrikshota Bilvaha Tasya Palani Tapasanudantu Yantara Yaschabahya Alakshmihi Upaitu Mammadeva Sakaha Kirtishcha Maninasaha Pradurbhutosmi Rastresmin Kirtim Ritim Dadatu Me Kshutpipasam Alam Jishtam Alakshmin Nashiyam Yaham Abhutim Samriddin Cha Sarva Ninuda Megrihat Gandhatvarandra Darsham Nitipushtam Kadishini Mishwarim Sarvabhutanam Dhamyo Pavaye Shriyam Manasaha Kamamakutim Vachaha Satyamashimah Pashunam Rupamanasya Shri Shrayatam Yashaha Kardamena Prajabhuta Mai Sambhava Kardama Shriyam Vasaya Mekule Mataram Padmamalanim Apahashidam Snigdani Chiklita Vasane Grihe Nityadevi Mataram Shriyam Vasaya Mekule Ardram Pushkaranim Pushtim Pingalam Padmamalanim Chandram Yaranmayim Lakshmim Jataviru Auha Ardram Yacharanim Yashtim Suvarnam Hemamalanim Suryam Yaranmayim Lakshmim Jataviru Auha Tama Auha Jataviru Lakshmim Anapagamanim Yasyam Hiranyam Prabhutam Gavotashushwam Vindeham Purushan Aham Hiranyavaranam Haranim Suvarna Rajatas Rajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavido Auha Tama Auha Jatavido Lakshmim Anapagamanim Yasyam Hiranyam Vindeyam Kamashwan Purusham Aham Ashvapurvam Rattamatyam Hastinata Prabodhinim Shriyam Devi Mupahwaye Shrirma Devi Jushatam Kamsosmitam Hiranya Prakaram Ardram Javalantim Triptam Tarpayantim Padme Stitam Padmavarnam Tamio Pavaye Shriyam Chandram Prabhasam Yashasadavantim Shriyam Lokadeva Jushtam Udaram Tam Padmanim Im Sharanam Prapadye Alakshmir Me Nashitam Tvam Vrinomi Adityavarne Tapasodidato Vanaspatistava Vrikshota Bilvaha Tasya Palani Tapasanutantu Yantarayashchapahya Alakshmihi Upaitu Mammadeva Sakaha Kirtishcha Maninasaha Praturbhutosmi Rastrismin Kirtim Vitim Dadatime Kshudbipasamalam Jishtam Alakshmim Nashiyam Yaham Abhutim Samritincha Sarva Ninuta Megrihat Gandhatvaram Pradarsham Nitipushtam Karishini Mishwarim Sarvabhutanam Tamyo Pavaye Shriyam Manasaha Kamamakutim Vachaha Satyamashimah Pashunam Rupamanasya Shri Shrayatam Yashaha Kardamena Prajabhuta Mai Sambhava Kardama Shriyam Vasya Nekule Mataram Padmamalanim Apahashritanti Snigdani Chiklita Vasanegrihe Nityadevi Mataram Shriyam Vasya Nekule Ardram Pushkaranim Pushtim Pingalam Padmamalanim Chandram Hiramayim Lakshmim Jatavido Auha Ardram Yacharanim
Pavasamanim Yashtim Suvarnam Hemamananim Suryam Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jataviruma Awaha Tama Awaha Jatavido Lakshmi Manapagamanim Yasyam Hiranyam Prabhutam Gavotashushvam Vindeham Purusham Aham Hiranyavaranam Haranim Suvarna Rajatas Rajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavido Ma Awaha Dama Auha Jatavedo Lakshmim Anapagamanim Yasyam Hiranyam Vindeyam Gamashwan Purusham Aham Ashvapurvam Ratamadyam Hastinata Prabodhinim Shriyam Devi Mupahwaye Shriyama Devi Chushatam Kam Susmitam Hiranya Prakaram Ardram Jvalantim Triptam Tarpayantim Tatme Stitam Padmavarnam Tamyo Pavaye Shriyam Chandaram Prabhasam Yashasada Valentim Shriyam Loke Deva Jushtam Udaram Tam Padminim Im Sharanam Prapatye Alakshmirme Nashatam Tvam Pranomi Aditivarne Tapasodi Dato Vanaspatistava Vriksho Tapilvaha Tasya Palani Tapasanu Tantu Yantarayas Chabahya Alakshmihi Upayatamam Madeva Sakaha Kirtishcham Maninasaha Praturbhutosmi Rastrismin Kirtan Vatim Dadatume Kridpipasamalam Jishtam Alakshmim Nashiyam Yaham Maputim Masamriddin Cha Sarva Nunidam Megrihat Gandhatwaram Dradarsham Nitikushtam Karishinim Ishwarim Sarvabhutanam Tam Yopavayeshriyam Manasaha Kamamakutim Vachaha Satyamashimah Pashunam Rupamanasya Shrihi Shrayatam Yashaha Pardamena Prajabhutamayi Sambhava Kardamashriyam Vasya Mekule Mataram Padamananim Atahashitantu Stiktani Chiklita Vasamegrihe Nityadevi Mataram Shriyam Vasya Mekule Ardram Pushkaranim Pushtim Pingalam Padmamalanim Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jataviro Ma Auha Ardram Yachranim Yashtim Sivarnam Hemamalanim Suryam Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavido Ma Auha Tama Auha Jatavido Lakshmi Manapagamanim Yasyam Hiranyam Prabhutam Gavotashushwam Vindeham Purusham Aham Yaha Suchehi Prayato Bhutva Juhuyat Vacha Arvaham Shriyaha Panchadashartam Chaha Shri Kamaha Satatam Japet Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Become increasingly aware of the physical component of the breath and invite it to grow full. As you increase the physical component of the breath, sense an integration of the subtle body with the physical. All an outward expression of the mental body as informed by the wisdom body. And enlivened by the bliss body. Every layer of which illumined by the soul. Invite some movement into this integration of all the layers of who you are, inside and out. Bring the hands together at the heart center, perhaps bowing the head, recognizing the internal hierarchy of soul, higher mind, functional mind, breath and prana, and physical vehicle, physical form. Rub the palms together if you wish, placing the warm palms wherever you're inclined, and enjoy another breath or two. And transition back to the outer world. Feel free to reach for your journal, and we'll take a moment for some reflection. What are some of the signs and symptoms in your external experience of your inner prosperity? What are some of the signs and symptoms of your inner prosperity as it manifests or expresses itself in the outer world? And have any of those signs and symptoms of inner prosperity shifted, developed, or expanded in any way in the last year or two? How might your practice be held responsible for those shifts and developments? Conversely, how is the way that you engage with the external world impacting your experience of practice? Go ahead and keep reflecting if you'd like. I'm going to share a little snippet, the tail end of a lecture from Panditji, and then we can. I'm not sure if I need to take my headphones out for this, so I will watch your faces. And if you go like this, then I will adjust the sound. Okay. See if this works. Otherwise, I'll change it up. All he has said so far is the moral of the story is. I'm going to turn the volume down much. There's other sleeping people here. All right. The moral of the story is.
It is very, very, very important to cultivate those qualities which make us good human, fully grown human being, a human being who is the perfect container of containing higher qualities which lift us to the status of becoming divine. And those qualities which make us become a good human being is loving, giving, serving, and this loving, giving, and serving selflessly and unconditionally. And this is one quality that more we give and the more we share, the more we get. Everything else in the world gets exhausted as we give and share. But this quality continues growing as we give and share. Okay? And the effort that goes into doing so, that's called tapas. Because it's not so easy. We work so hard to accumulate something, then one day somebody comes and says, can I have some of it? It's mine. Go away, it's mine. Similarly, even tapas, even our meditation, even our japa, any of the spiritual practice, we identify ourselves with our spiritual practices and the fruits of our spiritual practices. Definitely, those kinds of practices and their results are definitely very good, and compared to how destructive are our negative karmas, bad karmas, this is good karma, and definitely the fruits of good karma is definitely good karma. But even beyond this kind of so-called good karma, there is something even super good karma. That is to love, share, care, give selflessly, unconditionally. That requires lots of clarity of mind, lots of endurance, lots of patience, lots of courage, lots of willpower, and indomitable will. As part of tapas, please now go ahead, read Yoga Sutra, chapter 2, Sutra 1, with specific attention to what this Kriya Yoga is all about, what tapas, swadhyaya, and Ishwar pranidhana are all about. So you read this Sutra number 1 of chapter 2, then also you read Sutra number, though yamas and niyamas are there, especially tapas, swadhyaya, and Ishwar pranidhana, which is Sutra 43, 44, 45 of chapter 2. Okay? You read these. But what I will, and therefore have the principles clear in your mind. I will explain a little bit again, but have some of these principles clear in your mind as much as you can. So that I will tell you 2 stories. Okay? 2 stories. One story of a great sage, Mudgala Rishi. Another story, sage Vishwamitra, the seer of Gayatri Mantra. Then I will relate that what is the very essence of tapas. Then I will explain that in our day-to-day life, how the principle of tapas can really help us further refine our practice of Vishoka meditation. That's how I will bring the whole idea of tapas to a focal point. Thank you very much. God bless you. It's really so wonderful that you are sticking to your path. Please continue doing your sadhana as you are already doing it. Thank you very much.
So invitation to go back and read those, of course. You have them in the book if you have the book, but also we covered Kriya Yoga, Tapas, Svadhyaya, and Ishvara Pranidhana in the Vinyasa Krama module of both the 200 and 300 hour. So I have lovingly typed all of those chapters into your course content on Heights. So you're welcome to go back and visit that. And then if you want to hear the stories that Papaji was talking about, we can set aside some time to hear those. I love the way he teaches through stories. Most of the time my brain gets a little addled in the process, but at the end I feel like I've learned something. Anyhow, how's your humanity being affected by your increase of inner prosperity? What are some of the signs and symptoms? The shifts and the developments and the expansion. Inner prosperity, not just in the last 18 days, but perhaps the last 18 months or so, maybe even longer.
Well, if I look at it over a little longer period of time, months or 1 to 2 years, I have like more and deeper connections with people here. My income has grown, my business has grown, definitely. I'm in a different home than I was 1 year ago, so that was definitely an upgrade as well. But in the more shorter term, I feel like I've reached a plateau with my practice. Like it's not really going anywhere right now. It's not super deep, and I didn't really know what to write down for the questions today. And it's just this annoying phase of feeling stuck.
Good news for you. We are right on that precipice of starting to push forward into elements of practice that I think are going to get you trudging uphill again in a good way.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. It's been a long time coming, and it's right there.
Yeah, this idea of it's a long time coming. I feel like it's like always right there, but still right out of reach. That's story of my life.
Yeah, it's coming. At least what I can promise is that moving more definitively into Vishoka meditation stage 2 is coming. And I think for you in particular, what you're going to realize is that it's not terribly different than what you've been doing, but there might be a mental shift that happens that allows you to arrive more fully into the experience of your practice. So I think it'll be more of an internal attunement and alignment shift as opposed to something that you're physically doing. Not to be a spoiler.
I don't think it is. It sounds very cryptic.
Excellent. Good. Good. I have to maintain an air of mystery. Elena, how about you? Anything? I mean, we talk about this kind of stuff regularly, but anything specific coming through for you?
It's a really tricky question, particularly because today I feel very imperfect and I'm like, I don't know, not feeling my best today. So I was like, oh God, prosperity, not a good one to answer today. Um, but yeah, I think mostly I can see it, I guess, in relationship A to myself and relationship B to others. Um, I think I am more generous with myself as well as with others. Not so much in a money direction, but also in terms of compassion, being able to extend more compassion, softness, and ease towards myself and others. I think that definitely is a trend. Um, and then yeah, I also wrote down laughter and joy. I think I'm also permitting myself that more and more to step into that part of myself, going away from sadness a bit more.
Beautiful. Yeah. See if you can challenge yourself to continue to look for the ways in which your practice is coming out and through you, like through your fingertips, through the palms of your hands, through your face, in the way that you're engaging with the world. We do spend so much of our time and energy focused on what we don't yet have or what's not quite right. And that can actually just reinforce that feeling of being stuck. So see if you can focus, all of us, myself as well, focus a little bit more of our time and energy on noticing, acknowledging, and appreciating the ways in which our inner prosperity, in the forms of greater compassion, greater access to wisdom and insight, clarity, discernment, more patience, and just the ability to let love well up within you and then flow effortlessly out of you without feeling depleted. Pay attention to those moments and celebrate them as they're happening, and also in reflection. Yeah. It could be that our growth in our practice plateaus for a while to give us the opportunity to bring it out to the rest of the world, if that makes sense. That we let the inner world settle for a little bit until the outer world gets a chance to catch up. And then once there's that balanced integration of inner and outer, we can begin to propel ourselves a little further forward or upward internally. And then again, we soften and settle so the outer world has a chance to catch up. So just something to consider. Any other thoughts or questions before I let you go? We'll see if I can reveal the view. It looks like it's awfully pretty out there. I'm at a house on St. John, which is an island next to St. Thomas that's 70% national park. Here with some of my girlfriends for like a last hurrah in the Virgin Islands before we leave a week from today. And we got here last night while it was dark, so I haven't actually seen the view yet. Not so bad. Let me unplug a couple of things. Well, actually, I don't think I need to. Maybe I'm okay. See if we can take a peek. It's pretty.
That is really my visual for abundance. So much green and hills.
There you have it. And there's a rainbow right now. I don't know if you can see it, probably not, but right on that hilltop, there's a rainbow.
Yeah. On the left, you can see it slightly.
Oh yeah, you can over there in that little bit of window. Yeah. So there you have it. There's some prosperity. Yeah. All right, my loves. Be well. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Yeah. And then the countdown is on not only for me departing the island, but the countdown is on for me seeing some of you in real life. And Bahar, the invitation is still there to join us. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
I
so
talked
welcome.
to Evelina the other day, but
Well, the invitation remains open, not only now, but going forward in the future,
thank you.
of course. All right, ladies. See you tomorrow. Love you very much.